Good evening here at the Sanmash Stadium. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's YouTube Play Red live channel. My name is Daniel Armstrong, and today we have a very exciting fixture where Real Mallorca are going to be taking on Real Betis here at the Sanmash Stadium, where we're just about 13 minutes and a half away from kickoff. And we still have plenty to talk about before we get going on the way out here today in Palma de Mallorca. We have a late Sunday night kickoff, one that I think most people are going to be very excited about. A late match in the round of the LaLiga fixtures. And let's just get right into it. Real Mallorca up against a tough and strong Real Betis side out here tonight. It's going to be a tough matchup, I would reckon. Of course, Real Betis with plenty of injuries, coming also from a strong result beating Atletico Madrid. We have plenty to talk about, so let's just get right into it. So last time out for Real Mallorca, they were beaten away at the Spotify Camp Nou, with Barcelona controlling much of the game and securing a comfortable 3-0 victory. Robert Lewandowski opened up the scoring, and goals from Lamine Yamal and Marc Bernal rounded off the win as Mallorca struggled to create clear chances on the road. So a tough result last week out for Real Mallorca, taking that heavy 3-0 loss up against that Barcelona side. If you did tune in, if you did watch that matchup, I will say it was a really good performance from Real Mallorca. And I think, most people couldn't expect a great result up against a very good informed Barcelona side, the leaders of the league table, sitting at first place and playing away from home at the Camp Nou Stadium, which Barcelona, have proven this season to be the toughest side, especially when it comes to playing at their own ground. I think most people didn't expect the result. I think 3-0 is unfair for how well Real Mallorca played, especially in that first half. If we just look at the stats here, Real Mallorca had 10 shots with 4 on target. So very good offensive play. Barcelona had 15 and 6 on target. So just a few more shots for Barcelona, but not a massive difference. Of course, the difference does come in the possession. You've only got 26% possession for Real Mallorca. Then you've got 74 for Barcelona. And the first half for Real Mallorca, which is absolutely spectacular in that matchup. It really was good. And honestly, from my opinion, it was a very good performance from Real Mallorca. It's a shame about the result, and it's a shame about the second half, because I just think Real Mallorca went out there in the second half. They you could see them putting their heads down, sort of giving up on the match. But either way, you shouldn't have expected a result, but at least they did put in a good performance, which I think is something that they should keep in mind for Real Mallorca. So a good performance last time out, but, just not the result they wanted. You could say it was a comfortable win for Barcelona, but the performance was good from Real Mallorca. So if we talk about recent form from both of these sides, Real Mallorca have won 2 out of their last 5 matches in the LaLiga division, and Real Betis have won 3 out of their last 5. So two sides sort of have similar results recently. I think Real Betis have been, slightly better. They have been having a good season. They're sitting at 5th place currently, so, they're definitely a tough side to take on. I think away from home, Real Betis have been a bit poor this season. They've been very strong at home, but I will say, just last week out for Real Betis, they beat Atletico de Madrid at the Metropolitano Stadium. And, that's something not every team has achieved this season. They are good at playing away from home. They have shown it. And I really do think it's going to be a difficult one for out here today for Real Mallorca. I think the only advantage for this Mallorca side out here today is the amount of injuries that Real Betis have picked up. And, I mean, they've picked up quite the amount. They've got Hector Bellerin out, Lo Celso is out, Isco is out, Amrabat is out, Ezequiel Avila is out, and Juan Hernandez is also out, also their maximum goal scorer this season, with 8 goals to his name. So they've got quite the amount of losses, but despite that, they still have an impressive squad to play with out there today, and they still have been pulling out performance. And at the end of the day, they're still 5th place on the table. It's going to be a difficult one out here today, but a match that Real Mallorca should be fighting for, as these are very, very essential 3 points. I think a lot of Real Mallorca fans are actually expecting a good result out here today. I think it's going to be a close one. I think we're going to see both sides that are going to be scoring out here today, but who's going to walk away with the result, I couldn't tell you. I think we could be looking at a draw. You've got Real Mallorca, whose offensive has been very good this season. It's been very, very strong. Their defensive has been really poor. And then you've got Real Betis side, which, defensively they have been good, but offensively they've gone a bit downhill. They still do manage to get a decent amount of goals, but overall this Real Betis side perform well in defense and attack, so you've got a balanced team out there today. And I think for Real Mallorca, I think the defense has been poor this season. It's getting better, and then I think the offensive has just been brilliant. So I'm really interested to see what's going to happen out there today. But again, 3 really important points for both of these sides. Real Betis need those 3 points to stay in the European race to compete for European football next season, and Real Mallorca need those 3 points to crawl out of that relegation zone, as they've just fallen in, as Valencia took a 2-0 victory out there today up against Levante. So if we talk about the last time out for Real Betis, they pulled off an impressive away win at the Metropolitano, with Anthony scoring the decisive goal early in the first half to hand Atletico a rare home league defeat. Betis defended well and held on to secure all 3 points in a tightly contested match. As I mentioned, this Real Betis side, they know how to defend well, to not concede a single goal up against Atletico de Madrid at their own ground and to get a victory. It's something not a lot of teams can accomplish, and it's really, really impressive from them. You do got to say, this Real Betis side, I think it's going to be a tough one out here today. I think they have good days and bad days, but if they have a good day, then it really is going to be difficult for Real Mallorca. Now, if we look at where both of these sides are sitting on the table, Real Mallorca are currently sitting at 18th place with 24 points on the table, meaning they've drawn 6, they've won 6, and they've lost 11. Again, as I mentioned earlier, still just sitting in that relegation zone. If they get the 3 points out here today, they will crawl out, but if they don't manage to get a result, if they don't even manage to get a draw, then they'll be staying in that relegation zone. They won't be going anywhere. So again, the 3 points are very, very vital for Real Mallorca. It's been a really poor start to the season. It's just not been the season that most fans, most players have expected. And they need to start getting some better results. I mean, it has been going well recently within the last few weeks. They have taken some very massive results. They beat Sevilla, they beat Atletico Bilbao. They managed to beat them 4-1. They're getting good results. But, the good performances, they just need to keep up if they want to keep on getting those points and get out of that relegation zone. And on the other hand, for Real Betis, they're currently sitting at 5th place with 38 points on the table, meaning they've won 10, they've drawn 8, and they've lost 5. So a Real Betis side in very good form, with lots of injuries, and a Real Mallorca side not so much of a good form, but massively improving and proven to be strong at home recently. So I think we're in for a good one out here today, and we're just about 4 to 5 minutes away from kickoff. And let's talk about the last time that these two sides did actually face each other. And in their most recent La Liga clash, which was round 11 in the 2nd of November 2025, Betis dominated at the Benito Villamarin, with Anthony scoring twice and setting up Abde for the third, as Betis controlled the game from early on. Real Mallorca struggled to create clear chances and couldn't break down a confident Betis side, leaving with no points. So a very good result last time out for Betis, the last time they took on this Real Mallorca side, but again, it was away at the Benito Villamarin. And not only that, I think we're looking at a much more better and improved Real Mallorca out here today compared to back in November. Maybe on the table there's not a difference, but definitely on performances, they've started to play a lot better recently. They've started to look a lot more like a team last few weeks compared to back then, so I hope they can put in a better performance out there today. And one thing I think has been standing out for Real Mallorca is the youngster David Lopez, starting recently for Real Mallorca. We've rarely seen him make appearances last season and this season, but with Antonio Arroyo out injured, David Lopez has stepped in to take his place, and let me tell you, he's just been brilliant. And the Spanish 23-year-old centre-back, a very, very tall centre-back, has just been absolutely brilliant for Real Mallorca. He really, really has been good, and I think he's been performing very well, taking Antonio Rayo's place. And as a matter of fact, Antonio Rayo is back from injury, but David Lopez is still starting out there for Real Mallorca, as he's proven to just put in some brilliant performances, and I think he's making a massive difference in that defense. So really, really happy for him, and I think a lot of Real Mallorca fans will be happy to see him starting out there today. And now we're just a few minutes away from kickoff, but before we do kick off the match, there's an important reward to be handing out there today at the Son Moix Stadium. And before we kick off, the man himself, the goal scorer, Vedat Muriqi, with 15 goals this season, the second maximum goal scorer in the league at the minute, is going to be picking up Player of the Month. And what a reward for Vedat Muriqi, picking up the Player of the Month for January. Out of all the La Liga players, this man playing for this Real Mallorca side, even though they've been performing the way they have, has still managed to win Player of the Match. Sorry, not Player of the Match, Player of the Month. And what a moment for him. So he's going to be handed that reward before we kick off. But in the meantime, the Real Mallorca squad are lining up, and the Real Betis side are also lining up. But before they're taking the team pictures, and a very important man missing for Real Betis out there today is Cucho Hernandez, also known as Juan Hernandez, the maximum goal scorer for Real Betis this season with 8 goals, is out injured. And a big loss for Real Betis. Now the captains talking to each other. And the 22 players are now on the pitch here at Son Moix. And the last 5 face-to-faces between these two sides, Real Mallorca have only managed to win 1 of them. Real Betis won the rest of the 4 and 0 draws. So when it comes to recent history between these two sides, Real Betis have proved to be the stronger side by quite a high amount. So now, by the looks of it, Vedat Muriqi is going to be getting his reward for his hard work and his determination. He's been absolutely brilliant this season. By far his best season, I would argue, ever. And there he is. And the former Real Mallorca legend Stankovic hands him the Player of the Month for January. for that Muriqui, and he gets his own personal EA Sports La Liga card. What a moment for him. What a player he's been this season, the Pirate. What a striker. 15 goals this season. He's just been absolutely brilliant. So Vedam Muriqui gets the Player of the Month. And now they're going to be doing a minute of silence also before they start the matchup. And I mean, to score 15 goals is brilliant. And the minute of silence is going to be dedicated to two people out there today. A familiar face for Abdon Prats, one of his family members who passed away, and also for the young Mallorquin father who also passed away due to cancer. May he rest in peace. And that was the minute of silence there made for Real Mallorca here at the San Marcos Stadium. So now the referee blows his whistle, and we are on the way here at the San Marcos Stadium. And right away, Real Mallorca kick it up and give it to Real Betis. And Real Mallorca, as always, in the classic red and black. And then Real Betis in the away light blue and green. And I really do think we're going to have a good fixture out here today. Really, really excited to see what both of these teams have to offer. And starting on the left wing for Real Mallorca is Gian Virgili, who's proved to be one of Real Mallorca's best signings in quite a while. The Spanish 19-year-old who's been absolutely brilliant for Real Mallorca. Making his first division debut, he'd never actually played in first division football until he signed for Real Mallorca on loan from Barcelona Academy. And already he's got 6 assists, ranking 5th place for most assists this season. And he's just been brilliant. And he's so good on the ball. He's got plenty of quality on his feet. So now here's Sergi Darder trying to take it forward. He can't make anything from it, and Real Betis are going to keep it. In the end, a free kick for Real Betis. And I'm just wondering what Real Mallorca's approach is going to be for this one. Trying to take it forward. It's well defended there by Martin Valgent. Le Roman is going to clear it, taking the shot off, and it hits off of the post. What a shot that was there from Roca. And Leo Roman gives away a poor clearance, and Roca attempts to chip from halfway on the pitch, and it bounces off of that post. And luckily, Real Mallorca don't concede in the first 3 minutes here. What an effort that was there from Real Betis. And it really would have been a poor goal to give away for Real Mallorca. I tell you what, it's a brilliant effort. And you can see Leo Roman's relief, the look on his face after it hits that post. So Real Betis almost taking the lead very early on there. Taking the throw in, looking for Muriqi. It falls to Sergi Darder, who attempts the shot, but in the end, it goes right into the hands of Valles. So Valles playing it short into Nathan. Nathan back to Valles. Here's Rodriguez. He plays it forward. Omar Mascarey passing it back to Mojica. First 4 minutes in here now, and already a post from Real Betis. A shot attempted from the halfway line. Trying to chip it over Leo Roman, and it just bounces off of that right post. A really, really good effort from Fornals. But other than that, so far it's been Real Mallorca defending and playing the ball very well. So Pablo Maffeo cutting in, trying to take it forward. It's well defended, and now here come Real Betis. And Isal Zui couldn't make the most of it. Real Mallorca back in possession. Samu Costa into Pablo Maffeo. Back to Samu Costa. Here's Omar Mascarey playing the long pass into Giambirigili. And he brings it down. Here's Giambirigili who attempts a shot. It's blocked. Now Sergi Darder. He's going to put in the cross looking for Muriqi. He gets his head on it. But can't take it towards the goal. Omar Mascarey playing it into Martin Valgent. And Johan Mojica. Omar Mascarey into Pablo Maffeo. Mateo Joseph trying to play into Samu Costa. He ends up fouling Isal Zui. And look at the effort there, the replay. What a shot it was from Fornals. So now here's Nathan playing it forward. In the end, it doesn't work out for them. Ramerka get the ball back. Isal Zui looking for Bakambu, and in the end, it's well defended by Real Mallorca. And at the minute, both teams looking very well. Both teams looking energetic. Mateo Joseph, good pass from him into Muriqi. Here's Samu Costa into Sergi Darder. Sergi Darder into Pablo Maffeo. He's going to put in the cross. It's a good cross. And it falls to Giambirigili. And in the end, Vera Muriqi gave away the foul. Just committed the free kick on Llorente. You can see, I just think he puts his elbow on the back of his head. What's an effort. Outside of the foot, long shot. and a sign of relief from everyone there in the San Martin Stadium, except, of course, for the away fans. So here's Johan Mojica. Back to Martin Valgent. And David Lopez playing the long ball, looking for Jan Virgili. Sergi Darder brings it down. Samu Costa. Again, it's Jan Virgili. He tries putting in the cross. It's cleared by Real Betis. Isal Zui can't get there on time. It's well defended from Real Mallorca, and at the minute they're holding their own ground. Real Mallorca, they're defending very well and slowly pushing forward. Real Betis just haven't put their feet on the ground yet. They're not looking too confident. And they are coming from a very strong result last week out. Real Betis beating Atletico de Madrid at their own ground at the Metropolitano Stadium, where they beat them 1-0 with Anthony opening the lead early on, scoring the only goal in that matchup. And here he is, speaking of him, Anthony on that right wing. He plays it short, trying to take the shot off. It's Fornals. And a good ball there from Anthony, already creating problems. Puts it through the legs of Amara Mascaré. As you can see, a very talented winger. It ended up being a corner for Real Betis, so the first corner of the matchup. It's cleared by Real Mallorca. Here's Roca. He plays out wide. Roca into Fidalgo. Fidalgo putting in the cross. Cleared by Real Mallorca. And in the end, nothing comes from it. Here's Leo Roman in possession. He plays it short into Mojica. Johan Mojica. Lovely ball there into Sergi Darder. He plays into Jan Virgili. What can he do here? Jan Virgili. He cuts in, puts in the low cross. And the speed there from Jan Virgili is brilliant. The clearance ends up being a corner kick for Real Mallorca. And the youngster Jan Virgili already creating problems on that left wing. So here's Sergi Darder. He's going to put in the first corner for Real Mallorca. Looking for that second post. And it's cleared by Real Betis. But it's going to be another corner. Muriqi leaps up to get his head on it. But it's well cleared from Llorente. So now a second corner for Real Mallorca. Here's Sergi Darder. Putting in the cross. And Real Mallorca claiming another corner. But in the end, it's going to be a goal kick. Let's take a look at the replay here. David Lopez leaping up very high to get his head on it, but he just can't keep it on target. So a goal kick for Real Betis. There's Jacob Arrasate, the manager for Real Mallorca, who at the minute, well, not at the minute, all season realistically has been feeling the pressure from those Real Mallorca fans who haven't been happy with the performances. And Jan Virgili gets the ball back in a dangerous position. What a chance that was there for Real Mallorca. And Gianvirgili just goes to get the shot off. And he just misses the ball by the looks of it. What a chance for Gianvirgili. We'll take a look at the replay here. First, Mojica goes down injured. Then you can just see Gianvirgili. Look at the pace on him. He gets through on goal. He goes to hit it. And he just misses the ball. He just tries to get his toe on the edge of it. What's a chance for Real Mallorca? But at the moment, still 0-0 here at the Son Moix Stadium. So here's David Lopez into Sergi Darder. He tries putting in the cross. And nothing can come from it. Mateo Joseph is going to get the rebound. And it's going to be a throw-in for Real Betis. It's well defended there from Rodriguez. Manuel Pellegrini, the manager for Real Betis, who's been so for quite some time now. So far a good season for Real Betis, sitting in that top 5 position, trying to fight to compete in European football. And it wasn't so long ago where this Real Betis side made it to the Conference League final, where they lost 4-1 to Chelsea. Ever since, trying to get back into European football. So here's Mojica into Gianvirgili. And David Lopez. David Lopez back to Martin Valgent. He gives in to Mojica. Mojica playing that long ball into Samuel Costa, and he claims handball. And the referee's awarded a yellow card. So it is going to be handball in the end. You can just see Llorente. It's cheeky that from him. He just puts his hand out intentionally and pushes it. I'm not sure what he was thinking. It was a really good ball into Samuel Costa. I'm not sure if he was through on goal or not. So a yellow card now for Llorente. And now Real Mallorca potentially with the dangerous set-piece play. Not too far out, and stepping up is Johan Mojica and Sergi Darder for Real Mallorca. And by the looks of it, it's going to be Johan Mojica who's going to put in the cross. Still could be Sergi Darder. In the end, it's Mojica. It's cleared by Ezal Zoui. And Real Betis dealing well with the danger, and now they can break on the counter-attack. Here's Ezal Zoui, back to Rodriguez, playing it through the middle. It's a good ball, and Real Betis is going to break. Here's Anthony. Anthony up against Mojica. Here's Anthony, he's going to cut in, takes the shot off, saved by Leo Roman. Ezal Zoui gets the rebound and puts it into the back of the net. And now Real Betis have taken the lead here at the Son Moix Stadium. And it's Ezal Zoui who gets the volley off. Puts it into that bottom right corner. And a very, very good goal there from Real Betis, and a dangerous counter-attack. So now Real Betis lead early on here at the Son Moix Stadium. And the counter-attack from Real Betis is just so dangerous. on Real Mallorca, and you knew Anthony was going to cause problems down there today. He gets a good shot off. Leo Roman makes the save. We'll take a look. There's the save from Leo Roman. And then the rebound just falls to Ez Al-Zoui. And the volley from him is brilliant. It's a brilliant shot from Ez Al-Zoui. He doesn't go for power, he just goes for placement. And it ends up working out for him. And that's 5 goals for him this season. And now Real Mallorca trailing behind. And the shame really is they're being quite the better side in this first half. And they were looking strong, Real Mallorca. They had so many chances already. 17, 18 minutes in here now, but one counter-attack for Real Betis. And it proved to be a dangerous one. And that is just football for you. 1 minute. The other team is putting you under pressure. And the next one, you're in the lead. And the offensive side for Real Betis this season has just been so dangerous. And you could just see, despite them not being the dominant side, how well they break on the counter-attack. And now a yellow card. And it's going to be a free kick, I think, for Real Betis. And it's going to be a yellow card for Samu Costa. And he can't quite believe that he's picked up the yellow card. He's claiming that Llorente fouled him. We'll take a look at the replay. And, well, I mean, I'm just not quite sure who fouls who. But the referee decided that Samu Costa is going to pick up the yellow card. And if it was the other way round, then Llorente would have been sent off right there and then, as he's already got a yellow card. I'm just not sure if it's a foul from Samu Costa or for Llorente. I couldn't really tell you. They both just go into each other. But now here's Real Betis. And it's Llorente in possession. Llorente playing into Fidalgo. Fidalgo out wide to Ruibal. Here's Ruibal into Anthony. Anthony plays it back to Fornals. Fornals into Nathan. And now Real Betis in the lead early on here at the San Mamés Stadium. And ever since they got that goal, they're starting to look a lot more confident. In these first 20 minutes before Real Betis scored, Real Mallorca just looked like the better side by far. They had plenty of chances, but all it took was one counter-attack from Real Betis. And the defensive awareness from Real Mallorca was poor. It was a good shot from Anthony, but then the rebound falls to Ez Al-Zoui, and he has far too much time to get the shot off. Now here's Ez Al-Zoui. What can he do with it here? He plays into Fidalgo. Real Mallorca putting on the pressure and almost giving it away. Poorly there, Real Betis. Real Mallorca put on the pressure and get the ball back. Here's David Lopez. Into Samu Costa. Back to David Lopez. Mojica. David Lopez. Mateo Joseph Trying to play it into Sergi Derder. In the end, it's going to be a throw-in for Real Betis. There's Antonio Rayo on the bench for Real Mallorca. A player that we usually see very often in this Real Mallorca lineup. He went out injured. He is back. Now, he has been back for the last 2 weeks, but at the minute, David Lopez starting in his position. Here he is here, David Lopez. And he's been brilliant for Real Mallorca so far. Johan Mojica. Now Jan Virgili on the left wing. He tries cutting in. A throw-in in the end. Jan Virgili back to Mojica. Into Jan Virgili again. Here he is. He cuts in. Just can't make anything from it. And you can see as soon as Jan Virgili gets the ball, you can see Real Betis is on him right away. They don't give him any space. And they know he's dangerous. Lovely ball there and lovely turn from Mateo Joseph. And Mateo Joseph just can't work out what he wants to do with the ball in the end. So a goal kick for Real Betis. There's a look at the first goal there again. And there's the mistake from Pablo Maffeo. The rebound, it goes right to him. He tries to take a touch. He needs to be clearing it. And Isal Zui has all the time in the world to take the touch and then get the shot off. It's just poor defensive awareness, and I think that right-hand side has proved to be one of the weaker sides this season for Real Mallorca. And we've seen all the issues they've had defensively. And conceding a goal in this match means that now that's 10 matches in a row where Real Mallorca haven't managed to keep a clean sheet. So trying to take it forward. It's well defended by Martin Valgent. Here's Real Mallorca now. What can they do? Sergi Derder into Jan Virgili. He gives into Mojica. Lovely pass. Mojica's going to put in the cross. And it's well defended. And now Real Betis can break on the counter-attack again. Here's Anthony. What can he do from here? Anthony driving forward. He plays into Isal Zui. Isal Zui tries putting in the pass. And in the end, I believe a goal kick for Real Mallorca, but Real Betis claiming, I think for handball. I'm not quite sure. So good ball there from Anthony into Isal Zui. Obviously not offside. And he tries putting in the cross. And then the rebound from Isal Zui ends up picking up the ball to claim handball from David Lopez. So it was handball awarded for Real Mallorca in the end due to Isal Zui picking up the ball. And quite a bizarre moment there. Now here's Jan Virgili. Mateo Joseph trying to make something from this. And he does keep it. He does very well to keep it there in a tough position. And Real Betis putting on so much pressure, not giving any of those Real Mallorca players any room. And all the danger for Real Mallorca seems to be coming down the left wing. Here he is, Jan Virgili skips past his man. Anthony tracking back to defend. It's going to be a corner. Very, very impressive work there from Jan Virgili. He just puts it past his legs. Puts it right past Ruibal. Anthony tracked back in the end to help his team out, but it's brilliant from Gianvirgili, and you can see how dangerous he is on those 1v1 situations. Putting in the cross for Real Mallorca, and it almost goes in for them. But in the end, Valles, it's not much of a problem for him. And before kicking the ball forward, Valles, he goes down and he looks hurt as he rushed out to clear the ball. We'll take a look at what happened here. Muriqi gets the shot off. Valles picks it up. And he was running forward to pass the ball quickly so Real Betis could break on the counter-attack. And he just gets taken down. And you can see Mateo Joseph steps near him. He doesn't touch him. There's no contact. He just pretends to be hurt. I think that should be a booking, personally, from the referee for Valles for diving. You know, we've seen it before where players get yellow cards for pretending to be hurt. That's just what Valles did there. I think he should have been picked up a booking. And as you can see, the ball doesn't go fully past the line on that corner kick, so it wouldn't have been a goal for Real Mallorca. 30 minutes in here now, so just about 15 minutes left to go before the end of the first half. And so far, a good performance from both sides. Real Mallorca starting to look a lot better now. And as when Real Betis scored that goal, they took the rhythm a little bit. But now I think Real Mallorca have taken the rhythm back like they had it in the beginning. Here's Gianvirgili back into Mojica. Mojica tries putting in the cross. He gets taken down. The referee says no foul. The play's going to continue. Here's Anthony. Anthony taking on these Real Mallorca defenders. He plays out wide. Here's Fidalgo into his Alzui. And the shot is blocked and cleared by Martin Valgent. They kick the ball out of play because Johan Mojica is still on the ground. Just got taken out there by Anthony. And now by the looks of it, Gianvirgili is dealing with a bit of an injury too, by the looks of it. So we've got two players hurt currently for Real Mallorca. Gianvirgili looks like he has a big scratch on his leg. And Mojica is on the ground from the previous challenge from Anthony. There's a look at the replay from the first goal. Anthony cuts in, he gets the shot off. It's a good save by Leo Roman. And then the rebound. David Lopez lets it go. It falls to Maffeo. I'm not sure what Maffeo's trying to do, but he gets a bit of a touch on it. I'm not sure if he's trying to control the ball or if he didn't expect it, but either way, it's just not good enough from him. And now Mojica is back up, so the play is going to continue. Here's Samu Costa, plays out wide, looking for Gianvirgili. The pass is cut out. Did well there, Ruibal, to intercept the pass. Rodriguez playing it into Llorente. Now Llorente is going to drive forward. He plays out wide to Anthony. Anthony back to Ruibal. Here's Anthony into Bakambu. Bakambu back to Anthony. Now Real Betis holding the possession. He's going to switch out to that left-hand side. And Maffeo clears it. Chasing the ball down is Llorente. He heads it back to Valles. And Real Betis dealing with the danger. Still in possession. Looking for a way forward. Here's Nathan. Nathan into Ezalzoui. It's very well cut out by David Lopez. Brilliant interception from him. Here's Real Mallorca. Samu Costa playing out to Martin Valgent. Now Mojica. Mojica into Omar Mascarey. Here's Mojica again into Gianvirgili. He skips past his man. The ball goes out of play. So a throw in for Real Mallorca. And Real Betis just looking very, very tight in defense at the minute. Real Mallorca struggling to look for a way forward. And clearing it forward, it could fall for Gianvirgili. He gets a touch off. A poor touch there from Gianvirgili. And it goes out for a goal kick. So now Nathan to take the goal kick for Real Betis. Here's Valles clearing up forward. Martin Valgent dealing with that. It almost falls perfectly to Mateo Joseph. It was a good header from Samu Costa. But in the end, nothing comes from it. Now is Alzoui. Here's Real Betis. Playing to Fornals. Fornals into Anthony. Fornals again. Tries putting in the cross. And the deflection goes out. And it's going to be a corner kick for Real Betis. With 9 minutes left to go in this first half. Plus whatever is added on of extra time. Real Mallorca need to start moving up a bit more forward. To try and go for that equalizer. Taking the corner. It falls to Maffeo. He's going to drive forward himself. Here's Maffeo into Samu Costa. Gianvirgili tries picking up the rebound, but can't get there on time. Real Mallorca do get the ball back in the end. Here's Leo Roman. Leo Roman kicking up forward. So a throw in for Real Betis. And it's Rodriguez who's going to take it. He tries passing it into Ezalzoui. Now Martin Valgent. Into Mojica. Mojica back to Martin Valgent. Now David Lopez. And if Real Mallorca could get anything back before the end of this first half, it would be massive for them. As going into the end of the first half, down by 1 goal, could definitely make a change depending on what happens in the second half. Good ball there into Maffeo. Here's Pablo Maffeo. Samu Costa into Sergi Derder. Back to Maffeo. What can he do now? Good ball here from Omar Mascarey. Falls to Sergi Derder. He tries putting in the cross. It's a really poor effort there from Sergi Derder. Kicks it right at the goalkeeper. Now Real Betis can break on the counter-attack, and that seems to be where they create the most danger, and they're just so quick to break out. Real Mallorca, they just can't keep up with it. Mojica looking to play it into Belamuriki. And Real Betis still well with the pressure. Here's Fornals, back to Anthony. Take it all the way back to Llorente. Here's Ez Alzoui. And Ez Alzoui into Fidalgo, Bakambu. "39 minutes in here now, so just about 6 minutes left to go. And at the minute, Real Betis looking very strong. Real Mallorca looking better at moments. Here's Mojica who gets the ball back. Real Mallorca breaking on the counter-attack. It's Mojica into Gianvirgili. Gianvirgili tries putting in the cross, but it ends up going out. It's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. And I think Johan Mojica should have done a bit better there. Just slows down the play and then gives it to Gianvirgili. And by the time he gave it to him, he was surrounded by Real Betis players. There was not much he could do. So now putting in the long ball, Maffeo with a brilliant touch. He tries putting in the low cross. It's cleared. It's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. Now Maffeo. Maffeo taking the throw in. Samu Costa heading on forward. And Valles leaps up to get his hands on it. So nothing can come from that one. And on the bench for Real Mallorca, still 2 new signings that haven't made an appearance yet. You've got Justin Kalumba, the player signed from Angers in the French league, and then you've also got Zito Luvumbo, signed from the Italian league. 2 new signings for Real Mallorca. Both play on the winger position that yet are to make an appearance. And Gianvirgili doing very well to skip past this man. He gets past 2. He just couldn't get past the last one. But the dribbling ability on him is absolutely brilliant. He's very impressive. Now Mojica into Samu Costa. Plays out to David Lopez. Here's Maffeo. Now these are the last few minutes for Real Mallorca to look for a way forward, as we're 42 minutes in here now. Playing out wide to Gianvirgili. He plays into Sergi Darder, into Mojica. And you can just see for Real Betis, every time that Real Mallorca play it on that left-hand side, they've always got 2 or 3 players helping out in defense. And it's causing a real problem for Real Mallorca. And they're really struggling to create danger, especially on that left-hand side. But the defending from Real Betis in this matchup so far has been brilliant. So now Sergi Darder to put in the corner. And a bit of a poor cross there from Sergi Darder. They get the ball back, Real Mallorca. But in the end, it's a free kick. Just takes down Bakambu. So a free kick for Real Betis with 2 minutes left to go. And the main man for Real Mallorca this season, Muriqi, known for scoring goals, especially here at the Son Moix Stadium. 15 goals this season. He's been very quiet so far in this first half. He's not had any chances really, so not quite sure what they can expect from him. Here's Samu Costa, back to Omar Mascarell, into Martin Valgent. Mojica into Giambirigili, who skips past his man very well, and it's going to be a free kick in the end. And he did very well, Giambirigili. Brilliant dribbling from him so far on that left wing. He's very, very skillful. So Ruibal is going to pick up a yellow card. And that's 2 yellow cards for Real Betis in this first half already. They need to start to watch out. So now potentially a dangerous set-piece play for Real Mallorca. The question is, can they make anything from this? Sergi Darder and Mojica both stepping up. And it's going to be Mojica. A bit of a poor cross there. There's just not enough height on these crosses. So now Omar Mascarell trying to bring it down. Is Al Zoui in the end walks away with it. It's a free kick for Real Betis. So now 2 minutes of extra time to be added on. And Real Betis yet to take the free kick. So far in this first half, it's been 61% possession for Real Mallorca and 39% for Real Betis. Both teams with 6 shots and both teams with 2 on target. So it has been a better performance from Real Mallorca. And I definitely think that, but when it comes to breaking on the counter-attack, Real Betis have just been far better. Good shot there from Anthony. But a good save from Leo Roman. So now here's David Lopez. David Lopez playing the long ball, looking for Muriqi. Muriqi passes it into Giambirigili. What can they do from here? Here's Giambirigili. He's going to put in the cross. Looking for Mateo Joseph. The rebound falls to Sergi Darder. He plays into Maffeo. Maffeo's going to try put in the cross, looking for Muriqi. The rebound falls to Mateo Joseph. He gets taken down. No free kick in the end. So Real Betis can break on the counter-attack. Here's Al Zoui on the left wing. He plays it back into Fornals. And Real Betis with plenty of room to rush forward. It falls to Bakambu, who gets the shot off and puts it into the back of the net. 2-0 here now at the Son Moix Stadium. And it's Bakambu with a brilliant shot. In the 47th minute. 2 counter-attacks and 2 goals for Real Betis. I have no idea if it'll go to VAR to check originally for the foul. Mateo Joseph gets taken down. As he gets taken down, they claim the free kick. Real Betis break on the counter-attack. There it is there, the foul originally on Mateo Joseph. I think maybe goes down a bit too easy. And then the counter-attack from Real Betis, and I mean, they just have far too much room. Real Mallorca just not defending well enough. It's a brilliant shot from Bakambu, I will say. The technique on the shot. What a shot. but it's just not good enough from Real Mallorca. And that is going to be the end of the second half. And just before that first half whistle, just before it, Real Betis get another. And it's 2 counterattacks and 2 goals for Real Betis. And I have to say, on the counterattack, they're so dangerous. They really, really are brilliant. Defensively, they've been really strong. It's a really good performance from Real Betis, but the defense for Real Mallorca has just not been good enough. Real Betis have been giving far too much room every time they break. And Real Mallorca have had plenty of chances to make something from it. 60% possession for Real Mallorca and 39% for Real Betis. 5 shots from Real Mallorca and 8 from Real Betis. And I mean, like a really, really good performance from Real Betis. Don't get me wrong, it really has been good from them. On the counter-attack, they just create a lot of damage, but defensively from Real Mallorca, the first one, first of all, it's a really good counter-attack, right? Don't get me wrong. But then the rebound, after Anthony cuts in and gets the shot off, the rebound, David Lopez lets it go, and then it falls to Pablo Maffeo. He gets a really poor touch. He gives it right to Isal Zui, who then, he performs a touch. He has far too much time on it. He lines up, he gets the shot off. It doesn't even put any power in it, he just puts it away. And then the second counter-attack. Well, I mean, on the second counter-attack, they're given far too much room. And Mateo Joseph goes down a bit too easy. It really is a poor performance out here today from Real Mallorca. And don't get me wrong, Real Betis are playing very well. They are playing very well, but Real Mallorca are just being a bit too easy to beat right now. I think the only danger they've created is on that left wing. Gianbirigiri, you really got to feel for him because he's just constantly trying to go forward, constantly dribbling past his man, and there's just not much he can do on his own, really. So I think Real Mallorca have got a lot to work on in this second half to at least try and get a 1 to get back into it. And for Real Betis, and I mean, all they really have to do now is just keep up the good work in the defense and keep on breaking on the counter-attack. I think they're going to do the same thing that they have been doing in the first half than they did on the second one, but they probably won't focus too much on breaking on the counter-attack, and instead they'll probably hold back, so it's just going to be even harder for Real Mallorca to go forward. But again, I think Real Mallorca now, you're already 2-0 down at home. Going into the second half, they really, really need to push forward now more offensively to try and get anything back from this one. And we knew it was going to be a difficult matchup out here today, but you know, that first half just wasn't good enough from Real Mallorca. Either way, we're going to go on a quick break and we'll be back very, very shortly for the second half. So do not go anywhere as we still have plenty to see and plenty to talk about. We'll be back with you very, very shortly. And we're back after that quick short break here at the San Mas Stadium. We're about to get going with the second half. A very, very good first half from Real Betis to get 2 goals in this first half. But going into the second half, we've had some changes here for Real Mallorca and for Real Betis. It's been a better performance, I would argue, from Real Mallorca in the first half. But in the end, Real Betis got 2 counterattacks and they scored 2 goals. So coming on now for Real Mallorca is going to be Manu Morlanes. And coming off, I'm not quite sure who's coming off yet. We'll see it now. But coming on is going to be Manu Morlanes. And not also Manu Morlanes, but a new signing for Real Mallorca, Zito Luvumbo, is also going to be coming on for Real Mallorca. So those are the 2 changes made for the side in red in hopes to change something in this matchup. They've made 2 substitutions. So Omar Mascarell comes off for Manu Morlanes. And then coming on, Zito Luvumbo replaces Sergi Darder. So those are the 2 substitutions for Real Mallorca. And right away, the new signing gets a free kick here for Real Mallorca. And he does very well to get the free kick. Zito Luvumbo, a new name that we've not seen anything from yet. Signed from the Italian league. So now Sergi Darder to put in the set piece play. And leaping up to get on the edge of it. Falls to David Lopez. He can get the shot off. And he gets taken down. And it goes out for a goal kick. What a chance for Real Mallorca to try and get one back. The set piece play just fell perfectly for David Lopez. He gets a touch and then he gets the shot off. What a chance for Real Mallorca to get one back. And there was also a substitution made for Real Betis. And Llorente, who had a yellow card for Real Betis, came off, and replacing him is Marc Bartra. So that was also another substitution made going into the second half. So 3 substitutions, 2 for Real Mallorca and 1 for Real Betis. Now here's Anthony on the left wing. He plays it back to Fornals. Here's Fidalgo. He tries playing the long ball. But it's well defended from Johan Mojica. Martin Valgent clearing up forward. And Real Mallorca have started off the second half well and intensely, as they should, to try and get back into this one. They're 2 goals behind. And they're not too far off from bringing it back, but one more goal conceded, one more mistake, and you could say it'll probably be done for Real Mallorca out here today, and they have to try and to get one back into this very soon. Now here's Valles. Valles playing the long ball. Zito Luvumbo heading on forward. It's cleared by Nathan. So a throw in for Real Mallorca. It's taken quickly. Here's Zito Luvumbo. Manu Morlanes. Martin Valgent. He plays it into Manu Morlanes. Real Mallorca switching it from side to side. He tries and he gives away a dangerous ball. In the end, Real Betis break on the counter-attack. And a free kick for Real Betis. The foul committed by Manu Morlanes to break the counter-attack. And in the end, he's going to pick up a yellow card. Manu Morlanes. is Alzui was breaking forward. As you can see, Manu Morlanes wasn't going to catch him, so he just takes him down. Here's Bacambu. Lovely play here from Real Betis. Here's Anthony on that right wing up against Mojica. He plays into Bacambu. Bacambu tries taking the shot off. He had a bit of a tight angle, so it's going to be a goal kick in the end. But it was a lovely build-up play from Real Betis, and they're still playing very well in this second half. Real Mallorca also putting in the intensity. But they just need to get one soon to try and get back into this. And if things don't change soon, then Jacob Arrasate is going to need to try and change the dynamic. Because it's obviously not working out too well for them. So now here's Real Mallorca. It's Manu Morlanes. He's going to play the long ball into Zito Luvumbo, who heads it on forward. He was just looking for Moriki. Maybe should have brought it down there. It was a lovely ball from Manu Morlanes. So now Real Betis in possession. Here's Nathan. Nathan playing it short into Marc Bartra. Riobal trying to play the long ball. It falls to Bacambu. It's well defended by Martin Valgent in the end. David Lopez into Samu Costa. Samu Costa back to Martin Valgent. Here's Leo Roman. Manu Morlanes, who was brought on in the second half to help his team play from out the back. Now Manu Morlanes into David Lopez. Real Mallorca in possession, slowly looking for a way forward. Martin Valgent breaks forward. He plays into Sergi Darder. Here's Gian Virgili. And Sergi Darder out wide to Martin Valgent. Good ball there from Manu Morlanes to play into Maffeo. Maffeo's going to try and put in the cross. Riobal clears it, falls to Mojica. He tries heading it into Gian Virgili. They claimed handball, but in the end, there wasn't going to be anything. Take a look at the replay here. It doesn't hit his hand by the looks of it, just hits his shoulder. So it won't be handball there. So now a throw-in for Real Betis. Alzui is currently off the pitch. Maybe due to an injury on his big toe by the looks of it. So now Real Betis are playing with 10 men and Real Mallorca can make the most of it. Here's Sergi Darder trying to break forward. Samu Costa tries putting in the cross. He's just looking for Gian Virgili. And in the end, the goal kick for Real Betis. Now Alzui comes back onto the pitch. And Real Betis are going to take their goal kick. It's Valles who's going to take the goal kick for Real Betis. Playing up forward. Martin Valgent gets his head on it. Real Betis end up keeping the possession. And Valles actually picked up a yellow card, the goalkeeper, for taking too long to take the goal kick. So that's 3 yellow cards now that Real Betis have received. And it's 1 that Real Mallorca have received. Here's Anthony, tries backheeling it. And Mojica defended it very well. Here's Martin Valgent playing into Manu Morlanes. Out wide to Mojica. Real Mallorca looking for a way forward. It's David Lopez. And he does well to skip past his man. He plays into Maffeo. Now Maffeo tries putting in the cross. And in the end, nothing from that. Real Mallorca bring it down again. He plays out to Maffeo. Here's Zito Luvumbo. He just slips. He tries playing the through ball. Samu Costa putting on the pressure. And he does well. And initially, Vedat Muriqi and Samu Costa claiming a throw-in for Real Mallorca. Didn't award it to him. So now Real Betis in possession again. 56 minutes in here now. And Real Mallorca just haven't been dangerous enough in the second half. They need to improve it. Here's Manu Morlanes. And Martin Valgent into Mojica. Mojica playing a lovely pass into Giambirigili. He has plenty of room. What can he do from here? Giambirigili skips past his man. He tries putting in the low cross. It was blocked in the end. Rebound falls to Sergi Darder, who attempts the long shot. And not too far for Real Mallorca. And not a bad effort from Sergi Darder. He had Zito Luvumbo overlapping him on the left-hand side, but he decided to go for the shot in the end. And a decent chance there for Real Mallorca. They're looking decently well in this second half. Samu Costa gets taken down. A free kick for Real Mallorca now. Here's Manu Morlanes. Into Maffeo, back to Samu Costa. Playing out wide to Martin Valgent. Here's Mojica. David Lopez. What can he do from here? He plays into Manu Morlanes. Back. Lovely build-up play. Here's Giambirigili. He plays into Darder. Sergi Darder spinning around very well. He puts in the cross looking for Zito. It goes past him. Maffeo picks up the rebound. He's going to try and put in the cross. It's headed on forward. It falls to Muriqi. Oh, he gets taken down. In the end, I'm not quite sure what's happened. The referee giving a yellow card to Muriqi. And I mean, I believe Vedat Muriqi's been booked. Maybe for faking the dive. We'll take a look at the replay here. Let's have a look. He gets the touch. He definitely gets hit. There's definitely contact. Take a closer look at this one. And I mean, he does dive. There's no doubt about it. He definitely dives, and I mean, he should be taking the shot on Moriki. He's so close. Just have a go. Just try and take a shot. But I think the yellow card is a bit harsh. He definitely dives, but there is contact. And I mean, Valles, the goalkeeper for Real Betis, he dived earlier on, even though there was no contact, and he didn't get booked. So I just think it's a bit harsh. Here's Samu Costa into Martin Valgent. Mojica playing out wide to Manu Morlanes. Samu Costa back to Manu Morlanes. Here's Jan Virgili. He gets a lovely touch. It's going to be a throw-in in the end. Here's Mojica into Jan. What can he do from here? He's going to cut in and try and put in the cross. It's cleared. Real Mallorca get the rebound again. Mojica, he tries putting in. It falls to Pablo Maffeo. He tries putting in the cross. Moriki goes down again, but nothing comes from that. Now Real Betis can break on the counter-attack, and we know how dangerous they've been. And a foul there from Pablo Maffeo from behind. Quite a dangerous one. And he picks up the booking. He picks up a yellow card. So a free kick. Yeah, no doubt about it. He definitely takes him down. Quite a hard kick as well. He's not happy. Pablo Maffeo, as you can see, very frustrated. Like the rest of the team, of course. I think the referee's definitely been a bit harsh with Real Mallorca in this second half. No doubt about it. It's a yellow card for Maffeo. But I think the previous actions should have been looked at a bit better from the referee for Real Mallorca. Look at the turn there from Sergi Derder. It was brilliant. Then he just puts in the cross. So now Real Betis taking set piece play. Sergi Derder gets there, does very well. Manu Morlanes with a lovely ball into Jan Virgili. What can he do from here, Jan Virgili? Taking on the 1v1. He tries playing out wide to Samu Costa, but just not enough on that pass. Real Mallorca still have the ball. Here's Sergi Derder. Into Jan Virgili, who puts it past his legs. What a chance here from Jan Virgili, who gets taken down. But I don't think there's enough on that. We'll have to have a look at the replay. Puts it past his legs. He's so skillful, this youngster. Definitely not enough on that to award a penalty, but look at the nutmeg there on Ruibal. And then he's got Marco Bartra, who just puts in a bit of a push. Definitely not illegal, definitely not a penalty, but defends it very well. Now Zito Luvumbo. What can he do here? He slows down the play. He does very well. He gets taken down. Free kick. Good play there from Zito. And Real Mallorca looking very intense so far. It's been really good the last 10 minutes. Here's Mojica into Sergi Derder. Sergi Derder doing very well. He plays out wide to Jan Virgili. Sergi Derder and Jan Virgili just misunderstanding each other there. And 64 minutes in here now. By the looks of it, Real Betis are going to be making a substitution. But until then, the ball is going to continue in play. Almost giving away a dangerous chance. Here's Samu Costa. He plays out wide to Zito. Here's Zito Luvumbo. What can he do from here? He tries to put in the cross. Nothing comes from that. Goes all the way back to Leo Roman. He plays into Maffeo. Samu Costa taking it back. And in the end, a free kick for Real Mallorca. Now Manu Morlanes taking it quickly. Here's Mojica. Now David Lopez into Maffeo. Manu Morlanes to Martin Valgent. Martin Valgent playing out wide to Giambirgili. Lovely touch here from Giambirgili. Sergi Darder gets the ball back. Back to Sergi Darder. He has Mojica. He overlaps him. He tries playing it into Giambirgili. It works out for them in the end. Here's Sergi Darder. Trying to put in the cross, finds Muriqi! What a header from Bilal Muriqi, who puts it into that top right corner. What a goal! What a header from the Pirate. And Real Mallorca have gotten one back. 65 minutes in here now. And of course it's going to be him who scores. What a header. Flies into that top right corner. It's absolutely brilliant. The build-up play from Real Mallorca on that right-hand side. The cross from Sergi Darder. What a spontaneous header from the Pirate there. It doesn't get much better than that. Absolutely brilliant. The technique on the header flies into that top right corner. One of the best headers I've witnessed. It's an absolutely brilliant goal. And now Real Mallorca have gotten one back and Son Mosh has come to life. That's 16 goals for him this season with Muriqi. And I'll tell you what, that header, the technique from that angle as well, is absolutely ridiculous from Bilal Muriqi. Here's Zito Luvumbo now coming forward. What can he do from here? He takes on himself. He tries putting in the cross. It's going to be a corner for Real Mallorca. He does very well, Zito Luvumbo. And so far, he's definitely not having a bad debut. He's looking good on the ball. He's looking confident. Trying to put in the cross quickly, Real Mallorca. And they've got all the momentum in the world here. Here's Sergi Darder putting in the cross. And it almost falls again to Bilal Muriqi. And Real Betis actually made a substitution there that we didn't actually see. They made two substitutions. Angel Ortiz and Sergi Altimira, both coming on, and coming off was Fidalgo and Ruibal. So those were the two substitutions made for Real Betis. And ever since Real Mallorca have gotten that goal, the momentum has been completely for them. And I'll tell you what, that header from Muriqi, I just can't get over it. It's absolutely brilliant. Now Martin Valgent out to David Lopez. Here's Manu Morlanes. Skips past his man. Manu Morlanes plays into Samu Costa out wide to Giambirgili. Giambirgili into Samu Costa. Lovely ball. Mojica's going to put in the cross. And the cross was blocked and the deflection falls perfectly for Anthony. What can he do here, Anthony? Skips forward. He plays out wide into Ezal Zui. Now Ezal Zui's going to attempt the long shot. It's blocked. Now it falls to Samu Costa. He plays out wide to Mojica. Now Real Mallorca can break on the counter-attack. And they slow down the play. And wait for the rest of the team to catch up. Now here's Maffeo. Martin Valgent. He plays into Mojica. Mojica back to Martin Valgent. Here's Manu Morlanes. Manu Morlanes playing the long ball into Mojica. It's a very good one. He's got Gianvirgili overlapping him. He tries to pass it to him. It falls to Mojica. He tries playing into Gianvirgili. Zito Luvumbo gets the rebound. He gets the corner, and in the end, the offside flag goes up. So that's not going to count. And a free kick for Real Betis. 20 minutes left to go. You just see Zito Luvumbo was offside there. So now, taking the goal kick, Valles. Here's Mojica. He can play it long. Doesn't find anyone. And Muriqi. Sergi, they're there putting on the pressure. He gets a throw in for Real Mallorca. He takes it quickly into Muriqi. Here's Muriqi. He gets taken down. And it's going to be a corner in the end. What a chance. If he would have got the shot off. Sergi there makes the most. He takes the throw in quickly. It's very well defended by Marc Bartra. Just takes a bit too long to get the shot off. So it's going to be a corner for Real Mallorca. Here's Sergi Derder putting in the cross, and Valles gets his fists on it. Now Mojica plays into Sergi Derder. What's he going to do here? Sergi Derder into Gianvirgili. Gianvirgili cutting in. He's going to attempt the shot. It's blocked. And now Real Betis can break on the counter-attack. Here's Anthony. In the end, he slows the play down. And they take it all the way back. And what an energetic second half we've had here. It's been brilliant. And Real Mallorca are getting ever and ever so close to that equalizer. Real Betis switching all the way out to the right hand side. Here's Anthony. What can Real Betis make from this one? Here's Angel Ortiz. Angel trying to put in the cross. They keep it in play. Real Betis taking the shot off. In the end, it was a goal kick, so it wouldn't have counted either way. Now, Real Mallorca, here's Mojica into Sergi Derder. Muriqi, he plays it back. Throw in for Real Mallorca. Pablo Maffeo trying to keep that one in play, but it goes out for a throw in. You can see Real Mallorca players warming up there. So potentially some changes to be made soon. And Sergi Derder is going to take the set piece. Now Sergi Darder putting in the cross. And David Lopez leaps up to get his head on it. But it just goes past him. Here's the original cross from Sergi Darder and the header from Muriqi. There's just no chance for Valles to save that one. And that's why they call him the Pirate. So now here's Anthony breaking on the counter-attack. Anthony plays out to Ortiz. Back to Anthony. Here's Ortiz. Real Betis just slowly looking for a way through. Manu Morlanes up against Ortiz. Ortiz skips past him. He tries putting in the low cross. Getting the shot off. A big save by Leo Roman. What a chance for Real Betis. And what a save. As always. From the man between the sticks for Real Mallorca. Samu Costa commits the foul there on Ezal Zui. The shot there from Fornals was brilliant. It was on target. Quick reactions from Leo Roman. Now Anthony putting in the cross. And it skips past everyone. It's going to be a goal kick for Real Mallorca. And they need to go quickly. And by the looks of it, Real Mallorca are going to be making 2 substitutions very soon. Just looks like Pablo Torre and Antonio Sanchez are both getting ready to come on. Here's Martin Valgent. Manu Morlanes. Martin Valgent into David Lopez. Martin Valgent. What can they make from this? Real Mallorca. 14 minutes left to go. The question is, can they get the equalizer? They've been so close to doing it. Look at Sergi Darder. He does so well. The skip past his man. And in the end, the referee awarded the free kick to Real Mallorca. But before so, the 2 substitutions are going to be made. Sergi Darder coming off for Real Mallorca. Pablo Torre coming on. He's been brilliant, Sergi Darder, in this matchup. He's been absolutely brilliant. And then coming off is Samu Costa, and replacing him is Antonio Sanchez. So 2 very important players coming off for Real Mallorca. So it's going to be 2 very important substitutions as well. Here's Jan Virgili. Jan Virgili is going to put in the cross. Not enough height on it. Here's Martin Valgent. Into Mojica. Manu Morlanes. Playing out wide to David Lopez. Antonio Sanchez into Manu Morlanes. Here's Martin Valgent. Mojica. Johan Mojica. Here's Jan Virgili into Mojica. Playing out wide. It goes all the way back to David Lopez. Manu Morlanes. Pablo Torre into Manu Morlanes. He plays into Zito, who gets taken down. Referee says no free kick. Real Betis breaking on the counter-attack. Here's a chance for Real Betis. It falls into Anthony up against Leo Roman. What save by Leo Roman. What a clearance from David Lopez. And brilliant defending from Real Mallorca. The save from Leo Roman is spectacular. What a save. He's kept Real Mallorca in this one. And the goal line clearance from David Lopez. Now here's Real Mallorca. It's Jan Virgili. What can he do from here? He plays into Pablo Torre. Pablo Torre looking for Muriqi. Muriqi gets the shot off! And it just goes over the crossbar. What a chance for Real Mallorca to get the equaliser. The ball from Pablo Torre is brilliant. Muriqi goes for the first time shot. He had Jan Virgili also to pass it to. There's the original save from Leo Roman. The shot from Anthony. What a save. What a sequence we've had. And 10 minutes left to go here now. And Real Mallorca absolutely going for this one. The energy in here in this stadium is absolutely buzzing at the minute. Here's Vedan Muriqi. Now Manu Morlanes. Into Antonio Sanchez. Antonio Sanchez looking for Pablo Maffeo. And Real Betis deal with the danger in the end. They give the ball away. It's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. They're looking so good at the minute. But until then, there's going to be another substitution. Johan Mojica coming off, and replacing him is going to be Toni Lato. More of an offensive substitution, I would say. Toni Lato, as we know, loves to put in those crosses on that left-hand side. Most likely to look for Vedan Muriqi. Here he is, Toni Lato. Who recently been taken out of the starting lineup. We usually see him in that starting lineup. So now, Manu Morlanes, he's going to play the long ball. Muriqi can flick it on forward. Just a bit too much on it. He had Zito overlapping him. The header was just too much. And now what ball into Es Alzoui. Here's Es Alzoui. He can take it forward. And what a save by Leo Roman. What a save. And he's keeping Real Mallorca in this one. And he's just absolutely brilliant, Leo Roman. The saves he's making out here today. What a goalkeeper he is. So now Real Betis to take the corner. And in the end, a goal kick for Real Mallorca. Look at the save there. What a save. Es Alzoui gets the shot off so well into that first post. And Leo Roman has just been brilliant. So now Martin Valgent into Manu Morlanes. He's going to play the long ball to look for Maffeo. Maffeo does well to keep it. Here's Maffeo. He's getting pressed by Es Alzoui. And he does well to get the corner. Pablo Maffeo. So a chance for Real Mallorca now. And it's going to be Pablo Torre who's going to take it. What can they make from here? Trying to put it in. And it's cleared by Real Betis. Toni Lato picks up the rebound. Here's Antonio Sanchez out to Manu Morlanes. Into Pablo Torre. Pablo Torre is going to try and put in the cross. It's blocked. Real Mallorca still keep that ball. They take it all the way back to Leo Roman. 6 minutes left to go here now. And you can feel the nerves here in this Somos Stadium. So now here's Anthony. Lovely turn here. What play this is here from Real Betis. Here's Anthony. What can he do from here? It's Anthony plays into Bakambu. And in the end, nothing comes from it. Here's Manu Morlanes into Pablo Torre. Back to Manu. And Real Mallorca have a chance now to break forward. Here's Jan Virgili. And well defended by Ortiz to stop Jan Virgili. Now Tony Lato into Martin Valgent. Here's Martin Valgent into Tony Lato. Manu Morlanes. He's going to put in the cross. Can they make anything from this? Vermorike gets the header. He almost falls to Zito, who gets taken down. The referee says no penalty. Real Betis breaking very quickly on the counter-attack. Here's Esal Zui up against David Lopez. And very well defended by David Lopez. The referee stops the play. And he claims there's no penalty. We'll take a look at the replay here. I just don't think there's enough on that for Zito Luvumbo. Here's Manu Morlanes into Tony Lato. David Lopez into Antonio Sanchez. Back to David Lopez. Now playing the long ball looking for Muriqui. And in the end, Real Betis pick it up. So now they can break forward. Here's Anthony. Back to Valles. Playing the long ball, Real Betis. It's going to fall to Leo Roman. Leo Roman, he's going to play it short into David Lopez. Here's Martin Valgent. Driving forward. Now Tony Lato. Manu Morlanes. Real Mallorca slowly looking for a way forward. And they're running out of time. 87 minutes and a half now. Here's Manu Morlanes into Muriqui. Muriqui back to Manu. Playing out wide to Pablo Maffeo. Antonio Sanchez. He's going to try and put in the cross. It falls to Jan Virgili. What a chance. And the header goes out for Jan Virgili. And he has to be scoring that one. He just tries to curl it in. He's got to be doing better there. Jan Virgili, it just goes wide. Could have even taken a touch. And 88.5 minutes now. There's not long left to go. And Real Betis is going to be making a substitution. Bakambu is going to be coming off. And replacing him is going to be De Osa. A lovely second goal from Bakambu. What's a shot? If you look at the replay, it's a brilliant shot. Brilliant technique from the striker. So now the substitution is made for Real Betis. And just 1 minute left to go here now, plus whatever's added on of extra time. Real Mallorca need to give it their all. They get the ball back. It's Vedran Muriqui. He tries playing it forward. It's going to be a throw-in for Real Mallorca. Donny Lato. Back to Martin Valgent. Here's Martin Valgent. Into Manu Morlanes. David Lopez. Rameka looking for a way through. Antonio Sanchez. Out wide to Manu Morlanes. Donny Lato. And good interception from Anthony. Taking the throw in quickly. Here's Pablo Torre. He can put in the cross. And no one runs in for it. There's going to be 4 minutes added on. Muriqi brings it down with a lovely touch. He plays into Gianvirgili. Donny Lato. He fakes it. It's going to be a free kick for Real Mallorca. Brilliant fake cross there from Donny Lato. They were claiming a handball and... Wait a minute, look at that. Clear handball from Marc Bartra in the box. But the referee didn't award it. Looks like a clear handball to me. And the referee's not even going to check it. Looking at the replay. Very, very surprised. So now Pablo Torre. He's going to put in the cross for Real Mallorca. Now here's Pablo Torre. He attempts the shot or the cross. I'm not quite sure which one he was attempting. But either way, it was cleared by Real Betis. Now Antonio Sanchez, it falls to who attempts the long shots. And I mean, Pablo Maffeo, I'm not sure what he was thinking there. Pablo Maffeo just attempts the long shot from quite far out. He had so many options. I'm not sure what he's doing. And with only 2 minutes left to go now. The time is getting thicker and thicker for Real Mallorca. Here's Real Betis. What can they do from here? Attempting the shot. It's going to be a goal kick. They take it quickly, Real Mallorca. And only 2 minutes left to go here now. Can they make anything from this? Here's Muriqi who tries flicking on forward. It's going to be a throw-in. They take it quickly. Donny Lato into Manu Morlanes. Antonio Sanchez. Here's Martin Valgent. Manu Morlanes plays into Gianvirgili. Gianvirgili putting in the low pass into Pablo Torre. Here's Pablo Torre who tried giving it back to Gianvirgili. And in the end, it's going to be a goal kick. And most likely that will be the end of this here. And a disappointing result for Real Mallorca. They got the first goal early on in the second half. They've just been fighting to get that second one. They've had the chances, but they've just not managed to put them in. Now here's Zito Luvumbo. Maybe another chance for Real Mallorca. Here's Pablo Torre. He plays out to Gianvirgili. Gianvirgili tries putting into Muriqi. Muriqi gets his head on it. And he puts it out. And just not good enough there from Vidal Muriqi. Poor header there. Maybe should have looked to pass it. Zito Luvumbo has been good in this matchup. I feel like they've not looked for him enough. And they take the goal kick, and that is the full-time whistle here at the San Mas Stadium, where Real Betis take the victory over Real Mallorca. And a disappointing result out here today for Real Mallorca. And the Real Mallorca players applauding those Real Mallorca fans. And a match that should have been won, I would argue, for Real Mallorca, or at least should have been a draw. Statistically, Real Mallorca dominated this matchup. I would definitely say they were the better side, but Real Betis were just so dangerous on the counter-attack. And I mean, in that second half, Real Mallorca really should have equalized. And those 3 points, or that 1 point, is really going to cost them out there today. And not being able to get a result puts them even deeper into that relegation zone. And it's not looking good for Real Mallorca. And a very disappointing result for Real Mallorca out there today. And I mean, the match was so good. It was such a good match to watch. The first half from Real Mallorca, you know, it was good. They started off very well. They started off very intense. It was all looking good for Real Mallorca. But then they conceded that first goal. It was a brilliant counter-attack from Real Betis. There's no doubt about it. The counter-attacking play from Real Betis out there today is what won them the match. The good defensive play and the counter-attacking play, they were really sharp on the counter-attack, and defensively they did play very well, especially in the first half. But don't get me wrong, Real Mallorca should have defended a lot better on those 2 goals from Real Betis. I mean, the first goal, they give away the ball to Isal Zui and they let him get the shot off. And then I think on the second one, it's a brilliant shot from Bakambu and a brilliant pass from Anthony, but Real Betis are given far too much room to be able to break on the counter-attack. And Real Mallorca should have done a lot better to defend it. They were given far too much room. Real Betis, it's something that they really need to work on. Real Mallorca, again, you know, not a terrible result despite that Real Betis are in 5th place, despite that they just beat Atletico de Madrid away at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium. Real Mallorca played very well out there today. So, you know, it really is a shame to lose the match, to not even get a point. But the performance was really good. Offensively was really impressive. Defensively could have been better. I think the defense should have been better. And offensively was just really impressive. You know, Gianbidi Gio on that left wing, pretty much all the chances came from that left wing. There was just no danger created whatsoever coming from that right wing. They got maybe about 1 or 2 corners, but that's about it. The right wing offensive play needed to be better. You know, for Real Betis, you saw Isal Zui on the left, you saw Anthony on the right, both doing a lot of damage. And then whenever they could, they play it into Bakambu in the middle. But for Real Mallorca, they just kept on playing it down the left-hand side. And on the right, they just had no help, no danger. And I think that's something that needs to be worked on. Mateo Joseph, he was playing on the right. He wasn't really there today. And then eventually Zito Luvumbo came on to replace him, and I don't think he did bad at all for his debut. He looked good. He was constantly making runs, asking for the ball, but they just weren't giving him the ball. I think there's just no chemistry between him and the team yet. But I think Real Mallorca should have looked for him more often. He was constantly making runs. He was constantly open. So I think he played decently well, Zito Luvumbo, out there today for his debut. But for me, you know, you've got to give it to Leo Roman. I think he kept them in the match at all moments, especially in that second half. Leo Roman was so impressive. And I mean, 5 saves out there today. But not just normal saves, but really impressive saves. And he was just so good out there, Leo Roman, today. There's not much more to talk about. He made some super important saves. It could have been 4-1 if it wasn't for him. It's absolutely brilliant. And then also for me, I think Sergi Derder was super impressive. Every time he had the ball, he kept it calm. He ended up getting the assist, which is the vision to get the cross in from there into Muriqi. And I mean, it's brilliant from Sergi Derder. And the header from Vedan Muriqi, I mean, hands down, that is the best header I have seen all season. That header was spectacular. From a really difficult angle with barely any height on it, he just pushes it into that top right corner from a far distance. I mean, what a header from Vedan Muriqi. 16 goals for him this season. He's a man in absolute form, and if it wasn't for him, where would Real Mallorca be? You know, they're already doing terrible, but imagine if they didn't have him, how bad it really would be. Again, you know, some players out there played very well. The left wing was good. Gianvirgili had so many successful dribbles out there today. He was absolutely brilliant with his feet. One thing I will say is Real Mallorca, you know, I think what they mostly failed to do is to equalize in that second half. You know, they got their first goal in the 66th minute, and then they had all that time to equalize where they were constantly dominating. They should have got the equalizer. It should have been better. They had plenty of chances, and I mean, don't get me wrong, Vedan Muriqi was good out there today, scored the goal, but he had a lot more chances. He had 4 more chances in total. Very close ones, very good ones as well, to try and get another goal. And it should have been better from him. Again, he's already doing a lot, but he should have got another one out there today. Gianvirgili also, and Sergio Derder, you know, the players up front, they should have got another one out there today. So I think it's something that they failed to do. They failed to get the equalizer, and it really, really is a shame. It's really a shame and a big loss for Real Mallorca to not get any points, especially up against a tough team like this after the fight they put in at home. They needed a result, and not getting those 3 points is going to cost them. They're still in 18th place in that relegation zone, but the team above them, Rayo Vallecano, are a match behind, so if they win their next one, they'll skip away from Real Mallorca, and then below them is Levante on 18 points. Real Mallorca are on 24, so they're quite far away, but Real Mallorca have that last place of the relegation zone. So, you know, they need to get better than Elche, than Girona, or than Rayo Vallecano, or they're going to be going down this season. It's looking really close at the bottom there, and it's not looking pretty for Real Mallorca. And the 3 points for Real Betis were very important to secure that top 5 place after Espanyol losing last week out. I think I got that wrong. I don't know if Espanyol lost last week out, actually. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. But either way, the 3 points were very, very important for Real Betis to keep their top 5 place in the table, to keep on fighting for European football next season. Espanyol drew this week up against Celta Vigo 2-2. So the 3 points were really important for Real Betis to take more of a gap on Espanyol, who are in 6th place. And then the 3 points for Real Mallorca were, well, let's just say more than essential to crawl away from that relegation zone. I think Real Betis were brilliant out there today. The counter-attacking play from them was very, very sharp defensively, especially in the first half and throughout the second half. You know, throughout the second half, they were a lot weaker in defense. But in that first half, they're a really sharp defensive team, and their counter-attacking play is pretty much what got them those 2 goals. But apart from that, you know, they weren't a mega strong side. It was mostly Real Mallorca dominating the match and mostly them attacking. But all it took was 2 counterattacks, and Real Betis got those 2 goals, and that's all they needed in the end. So fair play to them. And I think that referee was a bit harsh on Real Mallorca out there today. And I mean, I'm not quite sure. Looking at the replay from that handball from Marc Bartra, I think it was, And I mean, in the box, just looking at the replay, for me, the penalty is as clear as day. He gets a touch on it, and then he brings it down. Then it clearly, he's out, he has his hands out, and it hits his hand. For me, I'm just not quite sure. The referee didn't even decide to stop the play to take a look at it. And I mean, he just said no. He didn't even bother taking a look. And for me, it definitely should have been checked. And I think he was a bit harsh in some decisions. So, in case the result wasn't difficult enough for Ramek, I think the referee was poor out there today. I wouldn't say he cost Ramek the match, but he was definitely not ideal for Ramek. I think he should have been a lot better. I think he was really harsh towards Real Mallorca. Either way, that is going to be the end of today's live stream from me here. I think we've gone over everything. A disappointing result, but, you know, a really good match and a really good performance. They were just missing that bit more. Hopefully it will be better next week out, where Ramek take on Celta Vigo next Sunday. So we'll see you for that one here live on the YouTube Play Red channel. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you leave a like, and make sure you follow us on all our social media pages. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's live stream. I've been your host, Daniel Armstrong, and have a good night, everybody.